What's wrong, little Tommy? Why are you crying?
I can't play PlayStation 3 games on my PlayStation 4. I want to play old games, not new games. New games are so new. I hate anything new. New sucks. That's the last straw, Sony. You've let me down a gazillion times now. I'm selling my PlayStation 4, and I'll just game on Xbox One. Take that, Sony.
What is up, gamers, Twitter thugs, and social media reprobates? I'm Fox. You're watching PlayStation News Now, your source of news, rumor, reviews, and video game discussion. Follow us via Twitter, Fox at PlayStation News Now, as seen in the bottom right of your screen. In today's video, Sony have just revealed that you can sign up to be a beta tester for the next major PlayStation 4 software update, and Sony haven't detailed what will be in the update 4.0. Now, Sony haven't yet detailed what will actually be in update 4.0, but have said that it will have significant new features, hopefully the kind of features we've all been asking for. Now, you can register to be a beta tester for this update by simply providing your PlayStation Network ID. It should be noted that there will be an extremely limited number of beta tester spaces available, and of course, completion of the sign-up does not automatically guarantee a place on the PlayStation 4 system software beta, and invitations are available strictly at Sony Computer Entertainment Europe's discretion. Unless successful, Sony will not contact you regarding the PlayStation 4 software beta, but completing the form, you agree to the private beta trial agreement. If successful, Sony will email you with the information on how to access the PlayStation 4 system update beta, including your voucher code, so keep an eye out for the official invitation email so that you know when the action has commenced. Now, a leaked Sony survey hints at some of the key features of PlayStation 4 Firmware Update 4.0, including folders, PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 game support, wishlists, and more. So, not long ago, Sony released PlayStation 4 Firmware Update 3.0. Now, this update introduced several new features such as the ability to stream to YouTube Gaming, the Events Hub, communities, and stickers. Yeah, everybody wanted stickers, which allowed people to add a little something extra to their messages when communicating with friends. Although these features were welcomed by PlayStation 4 users, not everybody felt that it was enough, and it seems that Sony is already working hard to fix that within the next firmware update. So in an invite-only survey which was sent out to select PlayStation gamers and was leaked via NeoGaf of all places, what a surprise, Sony asked for suggestions for PlayStation 4 Firmware Update 4.0 and offered a checklist which seemed to be compiled of fans' most wanted requests. Now, although it didn't include everything that PlayStation 4 users were keen to see, it did hint at the ability to delete items from the PlayStation 4's library filtering, and the introduction of folders were also listed. This should benefit many PlayStation 4 users who have complained that the console's library and media bar are far too cluttered and difficult to navigate. Moreover, wishlists were mentioned too. What is a bit strange is that wishlists are available on the web and app versions of the PlayStation Store, but not yet on the console versions. Now, there are some potential features listed in the survey, which some of them are PlayStation 2 Classic, so I take that to mean you pop your PlayStation 2 disc in, PlayStation 4 recognizes it, bang, you're playing. Folders, very popular, that one. PlayStation 1 Classics, again available via disc, I take that. And the hide or completely remove items from the library, example being demos, delete items from your library, and filtering options in game libraries, example being installed only, download only, and genre. And also to be able to have your own custom backgrounds is a highly requested feature, along with the store wishlist as I mentioned, and also change of PlayStation Network ID, very important. A lot of you who maybe had a PlayStation 3 when you were not as mature as you are now probably came up with a ridiculous name as a PlayStation ID, which you're thoroughly embarrassed with now. It would be a good idea for Sony to allow you, even at cost, even if they charge you, to allow to change your name. It's something that's been readily available on Xbox live network since the Xbox 360. I think they allow one free change on the Xbox One at least, because I changed my name for free, but then they charge you something like $7.99 or $10 or something. So that will be great too. Additionally, PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 Classics of course were mentioned, although Sony's game streaming service PlayStation Now allows PlayStation 3 games to be played on the PS4. PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games are not yet supported. Now, while it's unclear whether the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 game support would be available for free or as part of PlayStation Now, is really just adding more previous gen support. Systems like a no-brainer, such as the Xbox One, which now has Xbox 360 game support, albeit a full game download and not playable direct from the disc. Not only that, but the PlayStation 3 had PlayStation 1 and PS2 game support, with titles like Crash Team Racing and Wipeout both being compatible on last gen hardware. So adding that support to PS4 could encourage even more PlayStation 3 users to go out and buy Sony's current gen console. As for when PlayStation 4 users are likely to see PlayStation 4 Firmware Update 4.0, that too is up for debate. Asking survey takers when they would expect the company to release the next big system software update, System Software 4.0, with new features. A strange question indeed, and a range of dates from before the end of 2015 all the way to 2017 rather, or later, were listed as options. Now interestingly, Microsoft has its big summer Xbox update coming out, so it would be rather small of Sony if they were to coincide system update 4.0, not too far behind that. Now, I'm assuming most people want the update sooner rather than later, right? That's a no-brainer right there. But PlayStation 4 users may well see the update before the year is out. However, this will depend on whether Sony has enough time to develop and test the update between now and then. Now, there are people actively criticizing Sony in forums. I know this because I frequent these places. Sony are being criticized heavily in forums and on social media in general regarding PlayStation 4 backward compatibility, even though time and time again it has been explained in dummy terms that the architecture between PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 is so radically different. The work involved would be best served going into creating new IP. Xbox 360 and Xbox One architecture, on the other hand, are much more aligned to PC game development than PlayStation 3 ever was. So here's an idea for Sony. How about encouraging those who have yet to upgrade from PlayStation 3 to PS4 by allowing a simple PS3 disc check-in, where it only reads the security codes already on the PS3 disc to prove ownership of the game. Then you'll be given access to play that particular PS3 game for free via PlayStation Now game streaming. Yes, sure, it's hardly backwards compatibility, but it is a damn sight better than nothing. Now I'm thinking Sony will not go with hardware so alien to the industry next time. Hardware such as the PlayStation 3, as clearly going forward it's been a huge problem. Personally, although a nice feature to have, backwards compatibility is so overrated it's almost a reoccurring joke at this point. Given the choice between a slow first quarter and second quarter release schedule and filler such as backwards compatibility, I think I'd be happy with new game releases. What about you? Now, it's interesting that in all of the hardware generations I've been playing games, and believe me, I've owned pretty much all the electronic LCD games and computers and games consoles since the 80s. Everything from Nintendo's Game & Watch to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. But in all the time I have never known groups of gamers to make such a huge overinflated deal about backwards compatibility. Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation and PC have been doing real backward compatibility for like ever. I say real because Xbox has never really done real BC out of the box. Every time a download had to happen. OG Xbox to Xbox 360 required a per game download, and that's pretty much the same thing on Xbox One. So yeah, is backwards compatibility a nice feature to have? Sure. Is it the greatest thing ever? No. I think we know why Nintendo fans and PC fans don't make a big deal over backwards compatibility compared to a certain other group of gamers who just love to overplay backwards compatibility any chance they get. And the reason is, it's because it's the only one feature PlayStation 4 doesn't have. And by and large, PlayStation 4 users don't seem to care as much about backwards compatibility as some other gamers do. Which brings us to the end of another video. If you enjoyed the content, go ahead and hit the like button. Thanks to all who kindly share our videos, helping us reach more PlayStation fans and gamers in general. We really couldn't do it without you. And of course, go ahead, subscribe for more news, reviews, and always video game discussion. Until next time, play games, not corporations. Thanks for watching, everybody.